Do you know that 800,000 to 1 million a year? Do you know that?
Is that real?
I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
Where'd you read that?
I don't know.
I think Karl Malone should get on his knees every day and thank God there was no internet when he was doing his thing.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there had a good weekend. Y'all, happy Monday. On today's episode, we got mysterious videos from TikTok. You know, we're going to go deep down that rabbit hole. Let's have some fun today, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
There is a secret group that controls Hollywood, like a...
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And I think that there is also the sect of billionaires that control America as well. I absolutely do.
Who would you think is a part of that secret Hollywood elite? Like, would you say it's like studio heads, or do you think it's known celebrities?
That is theory. There's a government, but there's a government that run the government.
Mm-hmm.
It's not white, it's black and white as you think.
Yeah.
He stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on He did all my Halloween material one Halloween. I'm watching, somebody called me and said, man, homeboy doing your material. So he did my whole Halloween run. And I know he didn't think of it. And this is true stuff that really happened to me.
Hey, we couldn't afford no Halloween costumes. Hey, kids, please. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us. We didn't know what we were. I don't know what we are. I don't know. She didn't tell us. I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know.
Every Halloween, I had the same outfit on. Every
16
year.
years later.
I just had a brown box. I wasn't nothing sad. I asked my father, could I have a new outfit? And he said, no, just wear the same one. And it was just a brown box. And he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS.
You don't have to do that, homeboy. Right. So, motherfucker, you made enough money, bitch ass.
I mean, I see it all the time. People breaking for no reason.
Well, I'm a physicist and a scientist. I've worked at various government institutions, one of them being Los Alamos National Labs in Los Alamos, New Mexico. And also I'm more prominently known for working at Area S4, which is about 15 miles south of Area 51 in the Nevada desert, which is a top secret government research facility. I went to school at MIT and Caltech, also a couple other junior colleges here and there in California.
And what was your field of study?
Field of study was physics and electronics technology. No, I didn't have any connection. In fact, I didn't even believe in him. I thought it was just, the rantings and ramblings of crazy people, more or less. Well, I was never interested in the subject at all, primarily because I didn't believe in it. It's when I was offered a job. Working on advanced propulsion systems is how it was advertised to me. And it was only later that I found out the job I was employed to do was to back engineer extraterrestrial craft.
Bro, the Penguin Zero situation is insane.
From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $1 million.
So a few days ago, Charlie made a video titled, I'm turning it off. And what he was referring to was his donations. He basically said he has enough money and it doesn't sit right with him that normal people grinding at a 9-to-5 come home and then give him money when
streaming is the easiest job there is. There is no top streamer that needs your financial support to put food on the table or continue providing those streams.
So people were kinda taken back, saying, this is so based of Charlie, I'm gonna donate my money to him. You'll never turn us off. People being mad they can't give a rich person money is the most first world country problem I've ever heard. He then has to make a video a few days later titled, I'm not turning it back
Good
on
for
and
him,
literally
man.
shows everyone exactly how much money he's made on YouTube and Twitch to explain why he doesn't need any more donations. From 2021 to 2025, he made $4.1 million on Twitch, and that's just a side hustle. And then on YouTube, his lifetime earnings is nearly 36 million. And what's crazier is that if you actually look at the chart, yeah, he created his account in 2007, but he didn't really start earning proper money until 2019-ish. So the vast majority of that 35 million was made in just 6 years. And then he hit us with,
and keep in mind, these numbers here, those don't even include brand deals or sponsorships. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich.
and a lot of the comments were, this might be the rarest thing of all time. Someone who is rich actually saying, stop giving me money, I already have plenty. But he also said that doing this has caused some pushback amongst other streamers, saying that it sets a bad precedent and shames other streamers for leaving their donations on. The question is, what do you guys think about this?
Look at that. Started in 2007. I always wondered, like, how is this dude getting 10 million views and his thumbnail's basic, boring thumbnail, just him with the crappy lighting and no editing background, and his titles are just basic, right? But he's been doing this since 2007, y'all. That's what a lot of people that, email me, I put out 5 videos and I haven't got no views. Like, and I tell them, bro, you're going to put out 100 videos and you're not going to get no views. It's just about consistency. And like him, 2007, 2019 is when he started making a living, right? That's how long it takes. 12 years, right? Yeah, I've been doing YouTube since like 2015, 2014, inconsistently. And it didn't take off until what? We're in 2025, like 2023. I didn't make it full time until, this year, like in March. I was like, okay, like now I'm starting to be full time. So it took that long, y'all. It took me like 300 videos. And it took me switching up subjects because I started off doing keto workout videos. And I ended up over here. It worked. And I hammered down on it, y'all. That's what you got to do. But it takes time, y'all. It takes time.
Come look at this.
But crying for my wife.
Really?
I just wouldn't.
What if your kid died?
That's a different thing. I mean, I would try to.
People just love to talk
not to
nonsense.
cry for my wife. If my
This
To
fool.
be like this.
no, yeah, I'm her foundation. I'm her strong
I can't
point.
stand this dude, y'all.
This motherfucker tough, ain't he? He said he'll never cry in front of his wife. And if his kids die, he gonna try not to cry then, goddamn, and show her how tough he is. He the foundation.
I cry on my own, but if everything is going south, I want my wife to know I'm strong in that situation, and I can be. I don't have to cry.
Now this him when Charlie Kirk died.
The restraint that Officer Tatum is showcasing right now, every Christian in this nation can relate to, because this is the type of suffering that we have to suffer with Christ. In such a tragic time like this, we still have to operate in peace and have to honor the word.
He sure is crying now. I don't know if your wife watching. Everybody else,
or his kids.
Damn, this somebody say he wouldn't cry if his kids died. But this Charlie Kirk shit was just too much for him. Boy. Motherfuckers will cry over their motherfucking master before they cry over their children. At least he doing that man crying. He ain't snotting going on. Be fucked up if he was snot.
That's crazy, y'all. People be just...
Nigga, you snot crying for that motherfucker? Huh? Charlie Kirk's wife didn't snot cry for his ass. Boy, you must be close to turning point. You must be one of them. Super cool. I know you was at Charlie Kirk funeral crying like a motherfucker. Had your Turning Point USA shirt on and everything.
So I was not invited to any of the Turning Point faith events, which I'm one of the biggest Christians in the movement right now.
I think you're using the wrong C word. You mean coon. Wait a minute, so you ain't get to go? You snot crying for that motherfucker and they still goddamn blackballed your ass. Get it? Blackball.
That stand up for Jesus Christ on every platform that I've ever been on. But I didn't cry.
No, you whining now. Ever since I've been doing this, I've been getting versed in the coondom. And like I told y'all, there's a lot of them motherfuckers. And he's one of them. They call him Officer Tatum. I don't know if he the police, he might have used to be. But this the thing though. Out of all the coons, He got the best haircut.
The U.S. military dropped a nuclear bomb in someone's backyard in South Carolina?
Yeah, absolutely. It didn't go off. It had like multiple security systems, and the last one held. Everything else had given way. There are about 50 nuclear warheads at the bottom of the ocean.
There are 50 nuclear warheads right now at the bottom of the ocean?
Right now at the bottom of the ocean, yeah.
And no one's tried to retrieve them?
Fell off the submarine, fell off a plane, all kinds of accidents. The U.S. and the Soviet submarine like crashed into one another.
Nuclear armed.
Nuclear armed. There was also airplanes carrying nuclear warheads colliding. Most of these incidents were in the 1950s. That was kind of a period of really stupid accidents.
I was nearly kidnapped from a Walmart parking lot in Phoenix. By the way, police has flagged Phoenix as the #1 kidnapping capital, even more than Mexico City. And I'm an anti-trafficking investigator, so please share this video with everybody. It is much more common than you think. So when I exited Walmart, I had my 4-year-old daughter, I had my bags. I noticed there was kind of like a soccer mom type of car parked next to me, you know, with the door that opens like this. I was aware, but I put my groceries in the trunk. When I turned, I noticed there was something wrapped around the driver's side handle. I grabbed my little girl and we ran back inside. Immediately, a man got out of that car and followed me in. I took out my phone, pretended to call 911. He exited the building, went back to his car, and they drove away. I was still terrified. I was looking for a security guard. Walmart didn't have one. But a family approached me, husband, wife, and kids. So the husband came with me to the car. I told him not to touch whatever was wrapped around. So he took out a pocket knife and cut it open. What it was a plastic bag. Inside was a note that said, "Nice girl, nice car," a wooden carved out $sign, which is a clear marking of traffickers, and a little vinyl with clear liquid. So please, if you ever see anything on your car that you didn't put there, you need to run to safety. To this day, I don't know if they're going after me or my little girl or both, but I do know that human trafficking is the fastest growing organized crime in the world. And in the United States, the traffickers are extremely active, going after women and children. Please be careful.
Humanoid body-like creatures in the water with, as he describes, the most crystal clear blue color in their eyes that he has ever seen. Now, once again, anything we talk about is for conversation, learning, entertainment purposes only. But have you heard this? Because I've now read 10 different reports and seen multiple videos all over social media, all over the different forums, and they're all claiming the exact same thing. So tell me, have you heard this? Because this is going to shake up history and the truth of our world like nothing else. So let's have this conversation today, because I want to know if more people know about this. So drop it in the comments.
Do you know that 800,000 to 1 million a year? Do you know that?
Is that real?
I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
Where'd you read that?
I don't know. I mean, somewhere online. I don't know if it's true.
He was saying 800,000 to 1 million young ones are taken a year. 800,000 to 1 million.
LiDAR AI photon protein fiber beams at Devil's Tower, and you are not going to believe what is inside it. It changes the whole history of not only America, but the world. Devil's Tower is in Wyoming, and it's a structural edge that's mysterious, because I'm an Eagle Scout, and if you look at the rock formation edge, I don't think it's solid, and a lot of people are like, it's solid all the way through. So I, with my friend Dr. Remy Demi, shot the world's best, this is it right here, photon protein fiber beam AI LiDAR technology directly at Devil's Tower, and this is the imagery it gave back. There are chambers inside the base of Devil's Tower with, you can see a passageway right there. Here's another angle of it, of another view.
What?
And it's just insane. It's blowing our minds. We don't know if this is a Native American chamber, if it's an alien chamber. So now we're trying to get access to that passageway. We know the door is amongst about right there, but we are trying to get permits so we can dig down and access the door and go into the chambers. I'll keep you updated. Follow me and I'll keep you updated on what we find. We hope to get the permits next week. And I'm just super excited to go in and see what it's all about.
You see that right there?
That is the mark of the beast. So what you just saw is the oldest text of the book of Revelation, Apocalypse, right here. All you have to do is navigate to literally the Vatican Library, where they have the oldest known copy. It dates back to 400 AD. You go to page 1530 on the corner, like the upper right hand corner, you're going to find where Revelation chapter 13, the very last verse is talking about the mark being 666. Actually, that's what it looks like right there in the Greek, the original Greek. And just in case you need a refresher, this is what the very last verse of chapter 13 of Revelation says. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is, again, that's what the English says, 666, but that's not what the Greek says. You got to go to the interlinear study tool, which shows you the Greek, but that's still not what we saw in that original manuscript. There's little pen strokes missing. You know how important every single jot and tittle, every pen stroke is, right? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what we saw in the original manuscript, and I'm going to digitize it, make it look way higher quality, but I'm also going to modify it a little bit, because when you look at the original Mark of the Beast from the original manuscript in Greek, you just flip these little characters a little bit. Actually, the first and last stay the same, but you kind of flip the middle. Look what it becomes. It becomes something, it's actually a certain language, a very specific language. That is the true Mark of the Beast. Can you see it? I know some of you can. Can you see what this is really talking about? And do you see it? You can see it, right? Come on, man, you can see it, can't you? Please tell me you can see it. And where are they wearing it? Huh. On their foreheads. Interesting.
This woman is freaked out because she says she is stuck in a matrix glitch.
I think I'm living in a simulation. I got this lamp a few days ago.
Okay.
And then I went to pick up my packages today, and there's another one. But that's not where it stops. I ordered a Domino's pizza today, and it arrived.
Okay.
And then an hour later, it arrived again.
It's a come up.
And I don't know what to do. I think I'm going.
I snuck past the guards with my sleeping bag and I slept at the feet of the Sphinx. And then I woke up the next day and I climbed to the top of the Great Pyramid. And I felt this energy come into me. Parts of my future were being shown to me, things I was going to have to end up doing, like writing this book on the Kennedy assassination. What was shown to me, I was on this boat going from Egypt to Jordan and I met this old man. He said, "Oh, I'm going to Petra. You know, if you want, I'll take you there." And he started telling me that he'd worked for the CIA and that he had actually knew who killed President Kennedy. I'd never really thought about it very much. We spent some time at Petra, and then on the way to Petra, we were at this ruin. We had this tour guide who came up to us, and I knew he wasn't an ordinary tour guide. He was this very mysterious person from the Circassian Mountains. And he said, he suddenly comes up to me and he holds up a Kennedy $50 in front of my face. And he says, "Look at this. Don't forget it." So that was pretty weird too, right? I get on this guy's bike and I go to the base of the Sinai. And this guy comes up to me and he says, "Would you follow me?" And we went to the base of the Sinai where Moses crossed the Red Sea. And he pointed to a rock. I looked at the rock and I said, "Wow, that's President Kennedy in profile. Who carved that?" He said, "No one carved it. It's always been there." And walked away. What? I don't know. How do you explain these things? You don't.
Oh my God.
A few years later, I started becoming the first investigative journalist to really hit the trail to try to find out what happened to JFK. And I got pretty close.
What the fuck? So if you guys haven't already seen the video, John Jones and Hasbulla were wrestling, and John Jones got a little bit too excited, if you catch the drift. And obviously Hasbulla is 23 years old, but we all know what Hasbulla looks like. And the fact that John got excited with somebody that looks like Hasbulla is extremely concerning. And you can see the look of concern on Hasbulla's face. He looked genuinely scared when he realized what happened with John. I never thought we would actually see him do anything but fight Tom Aspinall. This is actually insane. But yeah, we need to check that man's hard drives, because what was that? We need to do better. Free Lee Murray.
You know, it was weird. Like, I don't know why. I don't really watch UFC content, but for like a couple days, I don't know what they were doing. I didn't see that actual clip, but I saw a lot of them like in a, I don't know, like a suite or like a mansion. like a lot of the UFC fighters, and they were like doing weird dancing, like weird, like grown men doing this. He's like, what, 40 something? Like doing weird things and dancing, and it was weird, y'all. Like, and then to hear that, there was some weird things going on in that house, y'all, that I saw when it just baffles me that these are the people that they put at the forefront. Like, think about it. Have you ever done weird dances with your friends at 40 years old? Like, what are you guys doing usually? Like, the girls are inside, the men are in the back or in the front drinking, or, maybe cooking some burgers or something, right? We're not like doing weird dances with nothing but men in the room. Like, just weird things that these celebrities do. Very weird things.
I wanted to explain. This is a rough drive. So you got a lake, right? Hold on, let me switch to ice cream. Hold on. No sarcasm. I'm actively looking for you all to correct me in this assessment. Just hear me out. So you have a lake, right? And a lake is not connected to nothing. It's not connected to nothing. It's just a lake. That's why it's typically, whether it's shallow water or it could be deep or something like that, but it's typically like, could be man-made, right? Then we're moving on. We gotta move on. Just hear me out on this point. Then you got a river, which is flowing. It's going down. So there's no wave. There was no waves in the lake. There's no waves in the river, right? So the river just keeps on flowing down because it's going somewhere. Typically, it would go to a bigger lake or an ocean or something like that, but the water's coming from somewhere. Could be from a geyser or whatever. But again, there's no waves. Hold on. It's not a wave, because wave is something that is coming back. Hold on. It's something that's coming back. It's feedback. I'm going somewhere with this. But then again, I could be crazy. So we got lake, river. What's the other thing? A pond. Pond is like man-made. And typically, that's just 100% man-made. Okay? That's where you get the fake fish, that's in there. But then they start having the organisms. I'm saying they're farm raised in a pond. It's disgusting, right? Stop eating tilapia. You crazy as hell if you eat tilapia. Again, there's no waves. There's no waves. I promise if another truck come by here one more time, bro. Pond. There's no waves. So all those places. Lake, I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. Lake, river, pond, it's no waves. Now we get to the ocean. Okay? We get to the freaking ocean. And I understand like Lake Michigan got a beach or whatever, but that's, in my opinion, just stay with me. That's artificial. But when we get to the ocean, that's where we actually get waves, tidal waves. And the reason why is because it's getting feedback from a wall. It stopped at something and it's coming back. Does that not make sense to you? It stopped at something and it's coming back, and then it's going back, and then it's coming back, and it's going back. You see what I'm saying? But you don't get that nowhere else. That's why you don't get a tidal wave in Michigan. That's where I was trying to get. Like Lake Mix.
Get it out.
I can say the word. Stop playing with me.
He's got a point, y'all. Making sense.
Like Lake Michigan. You don't get no tsunamis. You can't. Because it's not getting no momentum from nowhere. The momentum is like it's pushback. It means it's hitting something. So the ocean is hitting something. That's how you know we ain't on no curve, bro. Get off my phone.
I'll tell you what it is. It's in Revelation 13, and it talks about in the future. John was given a vision of the future. Not John the disciple, not John the Baptist, John the disciple, yeah? He was given God showed him what was going to happen in the future, right? And he said, no man can buy or sell unless he takes the mark in his right hand or upon the forehead. Now, this isn't the mark, but it's laying the foundations for it. They want everything cashless. They want everything digital, everything you do, everything you buy, everything. It's got to go through them. If you're not complying, then basically you're against the system and you'll be beheaded for it. This is what the Bible's teaching. Now people are starting to comply with what's happening. People are just walking around shopping. Town is no different to what every other day. It's like nothing's happening.
Do you think the Bible foresaw Keir Starmer and digital ID?
Okay, breaking news. Hundreds of apps and websites are down right now after a major
Allergies, y'all.
worldwide internet outage. Here's what we know. Government websites, banks, social media platforms, gaming networks, crypto exchanges. I mean, you name it, it was probably down or is still down by the time you're watching this. Now, we do know the root cause of all of this, and it seems to be Amazon Web Services in the United States. That's basically Amazon's cloud computing division, which is used by millions of large companies around the world. We're talking Snapchat, Roblox, WhatsApp, PlayStation, Fortnite, Clash of Clans, Zoom, Coinbase, Ring doorbells, even the UK's tax website, and the list goes on. Does that mean no tax today? I don't know. Maybe, hopefully. Now, currently, and this is going to come as no shock to anyone, they have no idea what the cause of this is currently. But they are saying, they say we see signs of recovery. But it is yet another wild reminder just how much can be affected from one issue on the other side of the world. I'll keep you guys updated.
It's clear we're not getting all the information. It's clear something's off here. I forgive him. The first person, the old man, I don't even know why he was grabbed. But he was grabbed and his picture was fondled out. And then there was someone else who was a person of interest. Then that didn't work. And then we got this guy.
Jaguar Wright just set the internet on fire with a bold and controversial take on the shocking death of Charlie Kirk. In a fiery live stream, Jaguar zeroed in on what she described as glaring inconsistencies in the official narrative, turning much of the focus toward Kirk's widow, Erica. According to Jaguar, Erica's statements and behavior following her husband's death raise more questions than they answer. From her sudden silence on social media to her carefully worded public appearances. Jaguar didn't stop there. She suggested that the inconsistencies in the investigation may point to a far more complicated story than the public has been told. Specifically, she raised the possibility of foreign influence or hidden political motives, pointing to Kirk's outspoken views on Israel, Gaza, and other global flashpoints as potential triggers. She argued that the mainstream media has rushed to portray Kirk's assassination as a straightforward act of violence, while failing to address the deeper political context or
So the Titanic had bankers on there that opposed the Federal Reserve.
Right.
This is documented. And
Okay.
they didn't like the Federal Reserve. They're like, this, I can't get down with this. This makes no sense. And then, have you ever read The Creature from Jekyll Island?
No.
It explains everything in detail, what happened. So, you have these bankers that are on the ship. What bankers weren't on the ship? Oh, JP Morgan and his wife leave the night before, all his luggage. Say, I'm out. Coincidence? And then he's one of the bankers that run the financial system now, to this day. Because the Federal Reserve is a bank owned by other banks. And this is why we have, the 12.
The Federal Reserve is a bank owned by other banks. And what are those banks? Because that was deep.
Yeah, so you have JP Morgan, you have, Wells Fargo, all of these major banks. That's who runs the whole game right now. For sure. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, JP Morgan was involved with Epstein too. Because remember that whole lawsuit that they had against JP Morgan? And they knew what was going on with Epstein because they ran all his banks and whatnot. JP Morgan paid out the victims millions of dollars. 75 million, 200 million, like.
So you want to know the see, and there's no coincidence why the movie Titanic is like so-called the greatest movie ever, the most grossing income movie ever. It's the greatest, not the greatest, I should say, but it's the most iconic shipwreck ever. Like there's so much energy pumped in to the Titanic, to the submarine that went down a year or two ago at the bottom. Like anything to do with the Titanic is just elevated. I wonder why. Because look what was involved with it. So it's like they throw it in our face with this movie, the number one movie of all. If you look it up still to this day, it might not be the number one no more, but it's in that top 5 most money, whatever. Most grossing, highest grossing film. It's up there still.
Scariest place in the whole
Everyone's
United
seen it.
States. It's just Interstate 40. I-40 has more missing people and violent crimes than any other stretch of road in the entire world. If you're unfamiliar with I-40, it goes all the way from the United States East Coast to West Coast. Right now, the FBI is looking for more than 100 truck drivers that are serial killers. That is an insane number, and the most common route they're believing to be used is I-40. More than 100 serial killers on I-40. Think about the next time I live in Seminole. When you get on that little stretch of interstate, think about you're on the same road as serial killers. Like, not maybe, you are definitely on the same road as serial killers.
I always say that, like when we drive to Arizona, like sometimes there's some weird people, like by judging by the stuff they have in the car, like it's stuff, I don't know, just weird things, like weird vibes from cars, like driving, and you just never know. That's a main interstate, the I-10 from where I'm at in Texas to Phoenix, that I-10 stretch. There's so much sketchy people, sketchy things. I've seen things that don't even look human. I've seen a person driving a car that looked like a freaking alien driving the car. There's just so much sketchy things on that road.
Keeps them from reading your mind. Did I wake you too?
Dude, what wake?
Pay attention.
No, I must have missed it.
Oh, when were you born? The 80s?
Yes, ma'am. 82.
Oh, you got brain damage. In the 60s, they started adding isotopes to jet fuel, aluminum dioxide. They've been seeding the country like crop dusters ever since. It affects hormone growth, particularly in infants. Why, you can't hear it.
Let's see.
Government shutdown day what? I don't know. Let's just take a guess. Day 10, give or take a day or two. My sky is crystal clear out there. Not a cloud in the sky, y'all. What's your skies looking like? Let me know down below.
What's up with the Yellow Ranger?
She passed away. Yeah. She was in a car accident, bro.
No
she
way.
was amazing too. She's amazing. Beautiful person, like beautiful girl, great heart. Yeah, she was. That was like 9. That was the same year as World Trade Center. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And you was close to her?
Yeah, it was my people. Like me and the Red Ranger and her, we all left the show at the same time. We were negotiating for a better contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
classic
Shaq
show,
was a robot,
classic.
bro. Shaq was a robot. This is why Kobe wanted to win a title without him, because he wanted to win a title proving he can win without a robot. Shaq is a robot. That's why he be on ESPN and shit like that. Whatever he be on, hosting, talking about, he's a robot, bro. And like I said, Kobe wanted to win a title without the robot. Majority of the players in today's game are robots. And just because I'm saying Shaq's a robot doesn't mean that, he should be able to shoot threes and shit like that. They're not going to make it. They're going to make every robot designed to be able to do certain shit on the court, you feel me? It's just like 2K. Think of it like you got a paint beast. The paint beast can do this, can't do that, can't do this, you feel me? That's how it works. So yes, we got to start looking at it with the third eye, man, the truth. Shaq was a robot. Kobe wanted to win without him to prove he could win without a robot on his team, man. Shit run deep. A lot of the best centers in today's game, and even back in of all time, are robots. Or fucking robots, bro. Or clone. You feel me? Shit run deep.
I remember when he came out, I think an All-Star game. I think it was when he went to Phoenix and the All-Star game was in Phoenix. I don't know. But he came out doing the robot. He's always doing the robot, the old school robot. He's always doing that. So that's pretty crazy that he said that. But if he's a robot, he ain't the only one. Centers ain't the only one. Think they're only going to make centers robots? If he's a robot, just saying. If he's a robot, they're all freaking robots. All the elite top players are probably robots. If he is, why wouldn't everybody else be?
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
So we give driver's licenses to anyone here. You don't have to be a citizen. So if someone comes in, they register, they have the driver's license, but they have an incorrect social or no social or whatever. But if they walk in to vote with their driver's license, does that make them all of a sudden now okay?
Madam Chair, so the designation on the roster for someone whose registration had been incomplete, if they present the election judge with that acceptable identification document, that would clear the challenge from the roster and they would be permitted to cast a ballot.
Okay, there's your problem potentially. So thank you.
I told you.
What's crazy is we, the people, got no say in it, right? We didn't vote it in. You know, maybe if the people voted it in, that's what the people want. The majority of people, that's what they want. Okay. But no, a guy that is only doing things not for the betterment of Minnesota, not to help the people of Minnesota. How is that going to help the people? He's doing that for his benefit, for his votes, for his legacy. I'm the one that did that. It's not like it's helping the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's annoying, y'all. These people in power, and we forget we're the ones that are supposed to be in power, right? We don't want that. But we forget with all these distractions. Like, there's so much distraction every day. Distraction, distraction, distraction. It's like they're so nervous now. Like, we're so close to breaking this matrix open. We're so close that they're doing everything they can. We got to distract them. We got to put this. We got to put orbs in the sky at New Year's. We got to do plane crashes. We got to do tsunamis. We got to do earthquakes. We got to do, we got to do Charlie Kirk. We got to do all these things. Every month there's something massive happening. It's like we're getting close. We're getting close to breaking this thing open. And they're screwed. So they're doing everything they can do with all these distractions. We're going to sign all these laws.
Just doesn't quite say it.
You guys would not believe me.
Across social media, tourists are complaining of what's being called the Las Vegas price gouge. This coffee?
It looks pretty, but this costs $28. This should literally be illegal.
This woman can't believe the cost of breakfast.
How is that $100?
And this dude says stay away from the hotel minibar.
That's not a lot of potato chips. Those boxes are $12 a piece.
This June, tourism was down in Las Vegas by a whopping 11.3% from the previous year. This week, we found lots of empty casino tables and not a very crowded Las Vegas Strip. Travel expert Anthony Curtis. Is Las Vegas in a slump right now?
Definitely in a slump, and people aren't sure if they should be spending their money right now. But the rest of it is got to be attributed to what we call the Vegas gouge. And I mean, after the pandemic, prices were raised, fees were put in. They were gouging, and the public's kind of had enough of it.
But Jonathan Jossel, CEO of the Plaza Hotel and Casino in downtown Las Vegas, says if there's a great deal, tourists will still come. His hotel offers an all-inclusive package.
Do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Was that a fake fall? Like, these are the people that are in power. These are the people calling the shots. Do you think this guy has his? Do you think we're in his best interest? This guy, or any of them? No. Maybe in the beginning, 80 years ago, when he first got into politics, like, I'm gonna change the world. But after a while, it's so frustrating. These are the people that are calling the shots.
Damn shame. All of the air out of your bottle after you pour yourself a drink and you put the cap back on. I promise you, if you do this every time you open the bottle and put it back into the refrigerator or back on the counter, it will stay carbonated for as long as you have the bottle.
I think Karl Malone should get on his knees every day and thank God there was no internet when he was doing his thing. He needs to thank God that the internet did not come out in the early 80s. Because they would have cooked his big, tall, perverted, disgusting ass. This is sick. And do you...
Now you can't read what it says because it's a little too zoomed in, but it says he got a 13-year-old pregnant.
See how serious like the game, like the NBA would. This shows us that back in the day, how they could bury shit. Like you can't bury nothing like this no more. He was 20 and went and got a damn 13-year-old pregnant. When I tell y'all, this is what I'm saying. When I say that Michael Jordan was really playing the Monstars from Space Jams, this is one of the Monstars. Are you kidding me? And just for the sake of basketball, you had coaches and people involved at the university as well as the NBA going, shh, we need this guy. He can put the ball in the hoop. And that's more important than him getting a 13-year-old girl pregnant and not even being in that child's life. That shit is sick. I'm so glad Michael Jordan finished y'all ass in Game 7 in Utah, man. Get your ass up out of here.
Playing the
and
monsters
do not call
in
me
Space Jam.
ever. There you go.
Hold your breath, I'm about to fuck you up. You ever wonder why they have Christian Bibles in every single hotel in America? The United States? Let's do some hard, deep math on this. Why would a hotel where you visit, oftentimes a lot of people travel alone too, but with families. But let's go over the fact that why you find a Bible in every single hotel in America. I'm sorry, not just any hotel, mainstream hotels, industry hotels. You don't know what I'm talking about. I honestly know the answer, but if I tell you, you might call me crazy. So I think I'll let thousands of people all say the same reason why there's a Bible in every American hotel. That way you can't call me crazy, you gotta call thousands of people crazy. So go ahead, I want all my Christians to give me the reason why. What is your reason why they're in every American, and then I want all my other people to explain to me why they are there for real.
This is insane. There is newly leaked security footage of Tyler Robinson in his car in a parking lot 7 minutes away from UVU campus at exactly 12:44 p.m. the day of the pew-pewing. Now remember, Charlie Kirk was assassinated at 12:23 p.m. This means that in less than 21 minutes that Tyler Robinson would have to run across the building, jump down from the building, run across the parking lot, go up the hill, hide the weapon, go into the neighborhood, change his clothes, get in his car, and get to this parking lot. Sounds impossible, right? So check this out. Okay, so as you can see, here's Tyler Robinson's car pulling into the parking lot, 12:44 p.m., 9/10/2025, the day of the assassination. But there's more. And then you can see his car pulling into the storefront at exactly 12:44 p.m. Now remember how I said this was leaked? The woman who owned the store actually was confronted by the FBI and gave them the footage. But what they didn't know was she gave someone else the footage as well. Someone needs to get this to Candace Owens ASAP. Because this is not like the Dairy Queen picture. There's a timestamp. And there is no way he could have done all this within 20 minutes. And she was right about his mother, saying that he was in the area at the time, but had nothing to do with it. This is huge, people.
Is this one of those damn portals? Can they see me? Are you waving at me, bro? Oh shit, they really can see me. Oh shit, that's crazy. What?
And for today's purchase, the posable Blossom doll with laser-light eyes and realistic hair.
Holy hoarders! This has got to be the most complete collection of Powerpuff paraphernalia on the planet!
Powerpuff to the rescue! Now to log this in my computer. Huh? This can't be right. Collection complete. The handcart headboard. Got it. Egg timer, got it. Dewsign kit, got that too. The Powerpuff cheese and sausage selection, brightly colored indoor sod, Powerpuff pinatas, the Buttercup beat you up boxing gloves, the Bubbles Spitz-a-Lot fountain, and the Blossom I'm So Smart encyclopedia set. Stopwatch, measuring cup, spittoon, gravy boat, telephone cozy, golf bag. This isn't good. Now what'll I do? Collecting Powerpuff stuff is my life. I've got every piece of merchandise known to man. My collection is complete. Oh, it's just not enough.
Jeez, buddy, get a life.
I just have to say, your clap from the Jennifer Hudson tunnel just went so viral.
Show me what I did.
I can't
Weird.
even show you. Can you reenact it for
Look at
us?
that.
It took off. It's a life of its own.
I was just walking. Maybe I don't walk very often.
We know Eric's.
I was trying to do the heart and failed or something like that.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. Do you guys get it? Have you guys figured it out? Who are these people? Who are these people that clap like this? Who are these? The biggest jerk on American Idol. The most alpha dude on American Idol. What happened? Do you think back in the year 2000, Simon Cowell was clapping like this? With big old lips? Like, what happens? What goes on when you start climbing up that ladder? What starts happening? I don't understand it, y'all. I try to get it. I try to break it down and figure out, but I just can't figure out how do you go from the biggest, excuse my language, asshole on TV to duck lips and this. What happens?
When you board a plane, half the price of your ticket is said to go straight into fuel. Billions spent each year just to keep these giants in the air. But when you stop and look at the numbers, things get strange. An Airbus A380 carries over 320,000 liters of jet fuel, about 257 tons. The classic Boeing 747 takes nearly 200 tons, and even the sleeker 777 hauls around 138 tons. That's the weight of hundreds of cars hidden in the wings, yet these planes still lift gracefully. Cruise for 10 to 15 hours and land with fuel left over. And here's another puzzle. If the wings are full of fuel, why place the engines right under them, spewing superheated exhaust just inches away? From an engineering perspective, wouldn't it be safer to mount them farther out? We're told it's about structure, aerodynamics, and balance. And maybe that's true, but the design still looks precarious. Some ask if fuel is really the whole story. Could modern jets be drawing on more than just kerosene? Using advanced airflow, pressure cycles, even resonance hidden in plain sight? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. Half your ticket pays for fuel, and the official narrative keeps us grounded in a system of cost and control.
Let's talk about Matthew Perry. First, I'll direct you to some of his final Instagram posts, which all alluded and tied into Batman. Here we see a Batman symbol in a pool. Here we see one on a pumpkin. I also want you guys to keep in mind that in Matthew Perry's book, he constantly referred to Batman, and even the last chapter of his book was literally titled Batman, the last chapter. We also have here one of his final Instagram posts where he literally posts the moon, which is important. I'll get back to that. The weirdest thing about this whole saga, though, has to be his final Instagram post. Here we see him in a jacuzzi overlooking the moon. Ironically enough, shortly after that Instagram post, Matthew Perry would pass away in that same jacuzzi. Do we think it's pure coincidence that he passed on the night of a lunar eclipse? Hello? There is no way you can convince me that it's pure coincidence that his final Instagram post, literally the final thing he ever posted to the world, was not only the moon in the background, but him in a jacuzzi, the same place that he would... The final icing on the cake for me was Doja Cat in the weeks leading up to that released this song, and she happens to just be portraying a demon on the Friends couch. Those who don't know, the normal Friends logo is like this, but it says Friends, and there's circles in between each one standing for each friend. Do we really think it was just pure coincidence that one of those circles was missing, aka possibly foreshadowing what was to come? Not to mention the references to the moon and that night being a lunar eclipse. I mean, come on, guys. It's just too much. Hollywood is really weird, man. Wake up.
For Argentina, what's the benefit for United States in helping this way Argentina?
Just helping a great philosophy take over a great country. Argentina is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever seen. And we want to see it succeed. It's very simple. I mean, we don't have to do it. It's not going to make a big difference for our country, but it will in terms of South America. If Argentina does well, you're going to have others following.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break.
Hello, my name is Jack Chris, and I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm an air traffic controller for the Federal Aviation Administration. Been there 16 years. I've also been through the Obama shutdown and also the Trump shutdown in the previous. And my question is, under the current political climate, do you think that this shutdown could actually be longer than the previous shutdowns due to the external pressures, political pressures that we're having effect right now? Because I am actually driving DoorDash when I get off work just to kind of make sure I can pay for my daughter's tuition.
I don't think Washington understands how ticked off we truly are. We're listening to this kind of stuff while a young man walked up to the microphone and said that he had to leave here to go and work on DoorDash to help pay for his daughter's tuition. Meanwhile, everybody up here getting paid. But he ain't. It's this kind of stuff right here. That's how you know, and I'm not accusing any of you directly or personally of feeling this way. I'm just talking about the apparatus that is Washington, the nation's capital. This is why you have so many Americans, excuse my language, so pissed off at Washington, because somehow, some way you get to have these conversations, engage in specific elements of it to talk about what we need to do to get things better. Our debt is $37.8 trillion. Somehow, some way, the taxpayers been paying this, been throwing money, because we all look at our check, and it's been going to the government. And somehow, some way, you're supposed to be doing something constructive and productive enough to make sure that we don't have that kind of deficit. It isn't happening. A government shutdown is going on right now. A man has to work on DoorDash when he's really an air traffic controller that we applauded. And we're up here talking about how much some money is going to cost. And the only person that don't have a check coming is him. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break.
Okay, let's rewind to that Trump clip real quick.
Element is just not a cue. Hey,
let's rewind a little bit, y'all. We're not going to edit this out. We're going to keep this.
We don't have philosophy.
Hollywood is really weird, man. Wake up.
Let's check this Trump clip out again. Right? 20 billion Argentina bailout. Let's just see it.
For Argentina, what's the benefit for United States in helping this way Argentina?
Just helping a great philosophy take over a great country. Argentina is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever seen. And we want to see it succeed. It's very simple. I mean, we don't have to do it. It's not going to make a big difference for our country, but...
Like, why? Why? You know, they're over there fighting, nitpicking over things while the little guppies in the pond, us, suffer. They don't suffer. They got millions of dollars in their bank account. They can afford 2 months of no pay. They're probably still getting paid. You know, Mama Bear's not getting paid right now. She works for the government. She's a government employee. She's not getting paid. Thankfully, I got a good, income where I can support our baby, our doctor's appointments for our new baby, her, pay for her gas, help her out because she's not getting paid. But there's a lot of government officials, like if this was last year, we'd be struggling. We'd have to ask for help. We'd have to open a credit card or something to get through these 2 months. That's the majority of the government employees right now. Struggling. He's doing DoorDash. Grown man. Nothing wrong with doing DoorDash. I did it for a long time. But he's got a great job, a great career. but he's got to do DoorDash. And we got this guy right here, Trump. You might as well as give money to Ukraine. Keep funding Ukraine, right? Might as well. It's not going to benefit the American people at all, but we're going to do it for them. Like, this is so. What do you guys think of Trump, y'all? What do you guys think? Do you regret it? Do you regret it? All these wars ending, what's that got to do with us? What's that got to do with the people of America ending a war on the other side of the world? Honestly, nothing. Right? Nothing. It's frustrating, y'all.
It will in turn.
Let's go back to where we're at.
Pissed off. How that kind of deficit?
Back to scheduled programming.
Cash is really selling it pretty hard. And
are you buying it?
I'm only about 50-50, and I'll tell you why. I believe my own eyes, and many people besides me, and I'm not talking about tin hat conspiracy theorists, are saying, does that look like a rifle 44 inches long being wrapped in a towel, or does that look like a jacket or a piece of clothing or something? Does that look, where's the rifle in this person jumping off the top of the building? What's going on with only about 50-50 on this official FBI story? And I'm a little worried about, it doesn't look like a gun being carried off the roof.
Yeah, and apparently this kid, Tyler Robinson, is not cooperating with authorities whatsoever.
No.
I know you showed an image of the Utah governor, Spencer Cox, I believe his name, who basically said, this is a watershed moment in American history. We just don't know if this is the end or beginning of a very dark chapter. I guess Tuesday is going to be the day that formal charges are going to be brought forward against this kid.
Yeah.
But they have said that he lived with his
furry or whatever,
dated,
transgender.
And of course, is anybody shocked that the word trans magically popped up?
No.
That this was his roommate?
No.
Is anybody shocked?
No,
in that capacity?
not at all. I mean, how many times in the past year we talked about these people? If that's it, and like again, Pat, I'm gonna go with Tom. Where's the rifle? Where's the long rifle that's it's not collapsible, meaning it doesn't fold. He looks like
Which is called the break barrel,
it's
right?
a break barrel. He snapped his either he sprained his ankle or something. It's just,
where is Tyson Beckford right now? And why is nobody talking about how after his stint at Russell Simmons and Diddy parties in the Hamptons, he went into pure drug addiction and now it's just disappeared. He's not acting. What is Tyson Beckford doing? He was one of the biggest figures in the modeling world. Matter of fact, we see a lot of supermodels that keep coming and going and coming and going. And there's just a few that stay. What of the women? Naomi Campbell is something special for a dinosaur. I'm still trying to figure out how she managed to get Ghislaine in jail and she's still walking around.
$12,600 dead so far, 32,400 missing in Mexico. The storms, the hurricane, the flooding, a lot of displaced families, a lot of people missing, 32,400, and confirmed deaths, 12,600. Shows how bad the infrastructure is that, they knew it was coming. It wasn't like it was a surprise, but the devastation, we're going to be talking about it probably for a few days because this just happened. And again, there's 32,400 missing that were washed away. If you saw any of the videos, and if you haven't, just go to the search bar and put Mexico flooding, and you'll see cars were being washed away, houses were being washed away. It was a sight. And again, they knew it was coming, but couldn't do anything about it because the infrastructure, a lot of the housing is real old. A lot of stuff just got washed away. It was way too much water coming, way too fast. And cars were going down the streets. That's how bad it was. Pray for Mexico.
How does the public not know the actual story of our origins? Because it turns out that we were one of 7 human species walking the earth at the same time, like full on Lord of the Rings style, like just fantastical world, only it's real. There was like this magnificent 7. And by the way, that's a minimum estimate in my opinion. I think over the next 20 years, that number's going to go way up. So how does that even work?
Right.
And some of those species looked really different. Some of those species kind of looked similar, but there were loads of little species as well. One, which is my absolute favorite. It was my favorite until like.
I love the way you're ranking. You're ranking your favourites.
My favourite human species. No, because it used to be the Neanderthals, and then it was the species I'm about to mention. But then last month, Dragon Man appeared.
Who's he?
Yeah, that's the thing. Dragon Man appeared, and Dragon Man, just because the name.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, but the species I was going to mention was a species called Homo floresiensis, which a lot of us just call the Hobbit, because it's, and I'm like, how does the public not know this?
Yeah.
It's wild. And we were in that mix, and we were the underdog of the group, and yet we're the ones here.
That's what I find fascinating.
Yeah.
Why are you doing bunny hops, Meek? Because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud. Huh?
It's crazy, y'all.
Keep going.
It's the roughest, toughest dude out of Philadelphia.
Keep going. Keep going.
The roughest, toughest.
Don't cheat on your bunny hops. They suck. Your bunny hops suck. You got
the roughest, toughest man coming out of Philadelphia. The trenches. Misleading a generation of kids. And you got this squirrely billionaire telling them, shut up and bunny hop. You lost. Shut up. Like, how crazy is that? You know what I mean? They're misleading a generation of kids, young adults, to do crime, which leads to nowhere but prison or jail or dead. Idolizing this guy. When behind closed doors, he's playing tennis on a billionaire's property, placing bets not for money, but if you lose, I'm gonna humiliate you. Film it and put it online.
If you could send one message to Americans 50 years in the future, what would it be?
Don't send your sons to finish what politicians start.
This aired once in 1989 and then was gone.
And he was killed. He was cut from his throat down to his stomach, and he ate him, bits of him.
They killed a man at a ceremony in front of you?
In front of all of us.
Did the tramp, did this man fight back?
No, I think he started screaming when they began to cut. Well, I wasn't used to it. That was the worst one. I really don't know what I thought. I suppose I thought, thank God it's not me.
What you just watched was from a 1989's episode of 60 Minutes known as Satan's Children. The girl you saw, just 15 years, was named Teresa. She described what she called satanic ritual abuse. Ceremonies where children are exposed to the unthinkable and even the unaliving of a homeless man as part of the ritual. Now here's the part that makes it even more chilling. After it aired, the episode was quietly buried, dismissed as moral panic. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Voted 51-49 to defeat an amendment that would have forced the Department of Justice to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The vote was largely along party lines, with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats in supporting the amendment.
Oh, wait, not both sides. It was the Republicans voting against this shit.
It says 2 Republicans joining the Democrats in supporting the amendment to defeat
and they're fired.
So why are the Democrats
Those 2 are
interested
fired.
in defeating it?
Well, let's ask. No, I think this is saying that the Democrats want it to come out and the Republicans don't.
Okay.
And party lines. Let's ask Perplexity, why won't they release the Epstein?
So I was going to. There's Eric Swalwell, who's, I guess.
I read it wrong. Read it wrong. No, so the Democrats were not. The Democrats were pushing this. The Republicans fought against it. Okay. I fucked that up. So 51-49 is crazy. So they just voted along party lines. So they're probably told to do this.
Right. So what the fuck's in there, man?
Well, so then they've been, not only is the government shut down right now, I think that might affect it some, but they're at recess, Congress is. And so this, Eric Swalwell said this stuff today. Again, it might not be true, but.
It's coming to an end, guys. I've spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, this Epstein bomb is about to drop, and no one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time, Swalwell said in a thread. One Republican just texted me that if there's a discharge vote on Epstein, they expect a jailbreak of over 100 members. Trump will go nuts, he added.
So they said, this further goes on to say that if they get back, that this is the first thing on the docket, and that's sort of what's holding them back in recess right here.
Wow. We are watching wild history in real time.
Dude!
I landed here, and it took me 10 minutes to find a place near your studio where I was able to find some gas station heroin.
This is a drink mix?
It's a drink mix. Wonderfully
Hydroxy.
flavored. Yeah, wonderfully flavored lemon and watermelon. Not like they're targeting that at kids at all.
15 milligrams of pure 7-OH. Says it's lab tested. Should we try it?
Yeah, lab tested. I don't know where the lab is. You can scan that barcode and it probably comes back to some fake certificate of analysis generated on, a large language model. Who knows where the lab is? But Senator Markwayne Mullen recently gave a press conference, and I know he's had some personal experience with losing someone he loves to overdose, to opioid overdose, opioid addiction, and talked about this. And he estimated, based on information he'd received, that this is already a $9 billion industry.
Oh, wow. Right, family. There you have today's video. Did a little chit-chatting today. I was feeling good, right? Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're back, y'all. We're back with hour-long bangers. It was nice having my family over. They left last night. It's time to grind. It's time to get on the grind. It's time to start doing what's hard in life. Since I moved out here to Texas, I've kind of honestly been doing what's easy in life. And you know where that road leads you. To a hard life. But if you do what's hard in life, it's going to lead you to an easy, less stressful, happier life. So that's the goal I'm trying to do starting today. Start doing what's hard. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's stop procrastinating with cleaning the fish tank, with cooking breakfast, with doing these things. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Just do it. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get to Sam's Club, get Mama Bear her rotisserie chicken. We didn't get to go out and get that yesterday, so I'm going to go get her rotisserie chicken. Got to go get the dog some dog food. Got to get this video edited. Got to bang out 30 minutes for tomorrow's video because I got the baby tomorrow. So that way when I'm watching them, I only got to do about 30 minutes of reaction, right? Make it easier on myself. Sometimes it's okay to do easier things. You do it's hard doing another 30 minutes a day. So tomorrow can be easy, stress-free, right? And we also got to get the second channel going. I know I need to get that second channel going. Y'all, link to that is down below. I get a lot of comments. People saying, what's your second channel? It's Segovia Reacts 2.0. And it's also in the link. There's also a link in the description of all my videos. You'll find that link for my second channel. But it's Segovia Reacts 2.0. This is Segovia signing out of the man cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for another hour banger. Have a good Monday. Later.